All right, good morning, good morning, good morning, Daily Huddle. My name is Giovanni Gonzalez, and I am super excited and stoked to be with you this morning. Thank you for joining us on the live studio and joining us from wherever you are. It's a pleasure for me to be here and get the opportunity to run one more episode of the Daily Huddle, where we are committed to give you context, to have you have a powerful day, and I give you context to have a powerful life, right? We say that the way you start your day gives you the rest of your day, and the way you live each day gives you the rest of your life. We're committed to empower you so that you can make the right decisions, have the right emotions, and create a powerful results for your life. It is a truly, truly privilege for me to co-host the Daily Huddle with the #1 executive coach expert, Mr. Sorel J. Catan. Good morning, Sorel.
Good morning, Giovanni, and it is my pleasure to be your co-host, the #1 transformational leadership coach, my partner in good deeds, and my partner in really creating this context. The thought that comes to mind, Giovanni, when you say the way you start your day gives you the way you live your life, and the way you live your day gives you the way you live your life. And I'm getting, wow, the way I live my life gives the world how it lives its life. Like the Daily Huddle creates the space where you, me, and the people watching on Facebook can literally be at the source of anything. And this morning, with our guest, we're literally inviting them to be at the source of being a celebrity in your own camp. And by being a celebrity, creating the opportunity to double your sales, double your leads, double your referrals. And it doesn't matter whether you're dating or selling a product or service. Today's huddle is designed to leave you in that kind of powerful place where you are someone who knows yourself, capable of doubling your effectiveness wherever you are in life. Giovanni, I cannot wait for you to introduce our new friend. And I share a special something with your friend. We both have a Haitian heritage. And so please introduce our expert guest this morning.
Yes, Sorel. Actually, this guest in particular, I am really, really, really fond of as well. I know I've said that before, but I just happen to have really cool people in my life, and Karim is one of them. I'm gonna introduce you, Karim. I've been following Karim for maybe a year or so on social media, and I met her through her work, the way she was developing herself, and the contribution that she is to so many people and to some of my friends. And they always said, hey, you gotta meet Karim, you gotta talk to Karim, you gotta in some way have a relationship with Karim because she's an unbelievable human being. So I started following her on social media, and she started coaching me through social media before I even met her. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Karim, and I can't wait to get Karim to get us started. Karim Raymond is a speaker, she's an author and a leadership trainer, and the co-founder of a business women's organization committed to cultivating new relationships and growth building opportunities for global business women in Latin America. She has won multiple achievement awards and was a high performance athlete for over 20 years. She was born in Colombia, and she joined us from Colombia today. Karim is truly passionate about educating Hispanic leaders to make a difference in their communities and making a positive impact. Karim speaks around the world, inspiring others to achieve the next level success in their life and in business, both in English and Spanish. And on today's Daily Huddle, she's going to take on a very powerful question for us. And the question is, how do you elevate yourself and your brand to a celebrity status in your industry so that you can in turn build your revenues and build your sales? Good morning, Karim. How are you?
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you. I have so great faces here, people that I've met in the past, and I'm so happy to be sharing with you. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you for being here, Karim.
Thank you. Okay, so we are going to talk about a topic that I really, really like because it was something that helped me, especially. And I'm gonna start with a little story. Like, why do I speak about this? Because I think it's very important. So I was, as Sorel said before, I am half Haitian, half Colombian, and I was born and raised in Colombia. And 40 years ago, when I when I was little, there was not many people around me with my physical appearance. I was twice as taller, twice as tall as everybody else on my age, 200 times curlier hair, and four shades darker skin. So at the time, people didn't know how to react to me. So I have all sort of comments. And people are like, oh, so how do you comb your hair? And how's the weather up there? Like I grew up with all this sort of comments that had me wanting to be invisible. So it was a point when I was 12 years old that I started relaxing my hair because I didn't want anybody to talk to me about how to comb my hair. And I started to look places where I was going to be able to hide. So I studied microbiology, and I'm a microbiologist, and I went into research. So what that meant is that I was going to be in a lab with classical music and a mic. And then I didn't have to deal with people. And then I started to be an athlete. So around me, all the other people were the same height. So that was my whole life up to when I was 32. And it was the very first time I was invited into a business organization that I wanted to belong to, and they requested to have 5 interviews. In the States, it was not as common as more common than in Latin America. People research you, people Google you, and when you're gonna have a business meeting, people actually go and connect to you on LinkedIn. And at the time, I didn't have anything. So after doing that interview, they say, I'm sorry. Thank you for your intention to come here, but we don't find anything of you online. You don't have a website. You don't have a pricing packages. We don't know like what is that you do. So, so at the time, I remember as if it was today, I felt this cold, like my hands got sweaty, and I wanted to walk out underneath the door. I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. But it was the very first time that I said, oh, like there is no way for people to know who I am if I am not out there. Like right now, just saying like who I am is not enough, especially because this is not my country. I don't have connections here. I don't have family. I don't have anybody talking and saying anything about me. So that was the very first time that I saw the need for developing my personal brand. And there's 3 things that I'm going to talk to you about, like what is that? And what that allowed me to do is now I'm traveling around the world sharing about what happened to me. Now I've been able to speak in front of 1,000 people, 800 people on a regular basis, and also creating a community around me. So I had to really become someone that to be seen. So there is 3 things. The first one is positioning or celebrity status, which Gio mentioned at the beginning. So what that means, like a celebrity is a perception. It's it's a way, it's someone that is has a perceived value that's higher of everybody else, but it's also contained within a community. People, and I don't know, like there is celebrities in the US that if you speak about them in Colombia, people have no idea who they are. It's like, who's that? I don't know. We're talking about a movie at the beginning with Sorel. It's like, you have no idea what that movie is. But it's the same thing. Depending on the context, a celebrity is a perception, is a higher perceived value. So the first thing to have in account is that You need to be seen as a celebrity because you perceive value and your influence is going to raise. The second thing is pricing. There is a lot of studies that say that we human beings have a perception of quality and value just because of the pricing. So many times, and I did also that at the beginning, I try to, there is different ways to create the pricings of what you do. One way to do it is just comparing, like, oh, what the market is saying, so I'm gonna be in the middle, or I'm gonna be cheaper than my other competitors. And the third and most important way to create your pricing is based on value. What is the value that you offer to other people? And what's the highest value that you can offer? So once you do that, then people are going to start perceiving what you do in a better way, because you don't have to compete to anybody. That's there is an example from Michelle Villalobos, one of my mentors, and she uses shoes as a comparison. So there is this brand in the US that not many people know here in Latin America. There's Louis Vuitton. And I know it's in the world, but Latin America doesn't know that much. But a Louis Vuitton shoe costs like a regular shoe would cost, I don't know, like 15, 20 times more. And it's because Louis Vuitton is offering a higher value, rather than we just need to sell lots of shoes. So for coaches, speakers, trainers, you are the value of what you offer. So it's very important to start creating your prices in your offerings based on that, rather than comparing yourself to others. And then the third and I would say the most important thing is consistency. There is no way for people to see a higher perceived value of you if they don't see it in a consistent way. So what does it mean? Having your message be said, for someone to buy from you, they need to see you between 7 to 12 times before they actually want to buy from you. They want to hire you. So there is this thing that other of my mentors say, and his name is Ray Perez. You need to slow the sell process down. Most of us, when we meet someone, we just want to right away have a meeting, and it's like, how do I get him to buy, or how do I get her to buy? And they don't know much about me. Maybe you met them at the networking meeting, and you just, like, set up a meeting, or you contact them through social media. And it's important for you to assure that they have seen your information at least 7 to 12 times for them to develop a relationship and develop that trust. So that way, whenever they're ready, they're going to be the ones that say, I want to do what you do. I want to hire you. I've been following you on social media. I saw you last post. I saw your video. I saw you went to this other place, and I want that. And it's way easier than trying to convince people about who you are and what you do just by one conversation. So those are the three things. First, positioning. Second, pricing. And third, consistency. And I think I'm ready to take questions.
Wow, Karim. Go ahead, Sorrel.
Just to comment and open it up for questions, right? I am an entrepreneur, and many of you on the Huddle this morning are. And how many times have I personally gone up to someone and gave the best 1-minute pitch ever, and just assume, just because I'm me, and just because my product or service is great in my own mind, that person should actually move in the direction that I intended for them to move. And if I'm hearing you correctly, Karim, psychologically or even physiologically, it's nearly impossible for someone to make that kind of emotional decision without having seen me or heard about my product at least 7 to 12 times.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if that's the case, man, there are so many times that I've just left money on the table by actually taking the no that happened after the first conversation as the conclusion of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. So thank you so much for creating that.
Thanks, Surel.
So
Exactly.
I'm about to call you 12 more times.
Okay. Because that's in those 12 times is you develop a relationship, and people buy from people that know, trust, and believe on, and they have a relationship with.
That is great. That is great.
Especially if you're going to do a high amount investment. If it's $2, $20, yeah, you just don't need to. But if the price of what you're offering is over $3,000, $5,000, you're not gonna do that on the spot, and you don't want to, because you want people to really connect to your vision and who you are, and then be also your ambassador after they work with you. So, and that doesn't happen in just a small time interaction.
Yeah.
Wow. Karim, I have a question, but a lot of people have a question, so I'm going to keep my question. It's really short. One of the things that me, through following you in some degree and through your virtual secret coaching, I've had a hard time for myself is to allow myself to create some sort of a celebrity status, right? And so, because I felt like, well, that's like arrogant. I'm not interested in becoming this quite celebrity and being seen a particular way and selling myself and putting cameras around me and, right? And it's just, no, it's about my content. But some things began to shift when you say, well, it's not about that. It's something about becoming a celebrity in your industry, meaning that people can trust you in your industry. And that started shifting things for me. Anything you could say about that?
Yes. And you're not the only person who has that concern, because celebrity, the word celebrity has this shallow and, like you need to be a model, you need to show your body, you need to have like this thing, like people admiring you for your physical appearance and not deep things. And that is just one way of seeing a celebrity. And most of the people do not relate to that, because we're not actors in a movie, we're not models, we don't have those type of celebrity ways. But then, as I say, if we take it as a perception, how people perceive you in your industry, how do you want to be perceived? So it's not about, unless you're like, yeah, I want to be perceived like I have a wonderful body, it's great. Most of us do not have that intention, and we don't see the value of that, but we see the value of who we are and what we do. So there is a formula that it says what a celebrity is, right? And that Ray Perez came with it, and I think it's important to bring it. So a celebrity is a perceived value, and is the amount of times that people see you, hear you, and read about you, divided for the period of time. So there's a formula, and it depends. How do you want people to see you, hear you, and read about you over a period of time? And that takes off all that weight that is about, oh, I need to show me this way, I need people surrounding me this other way. Because for regular people like us, that's not what's important. That's not the message we want to give.
Awesome. Giovanni, we've got 3 questions in queue. We will start with Karina. Sheila, you are on deck, and then there's a question off Facebook Live that we'll take. Go ahead, Karina.
Well, first of all, Karim, it is so great to see you. And I love listening to everything that you've just shared today. We've known each other for quite some time. And And I guess Giovanni kind of stole my question, but I had a runner-up question. And so I was curious about what you were going to say about the celebrity part, and I loved all of that. I've been following you over, your social media. And so then my next question is, tell me a little bit about, or tell us a little bit about some of the, I want to say wins, for lack of better words. Like you said that your specialty is working with women, especially Latin American. And I was wondering if you could share like something of the people who you've been working with, like something that you're just really proud of.
So there is this one story that really like I keep it is one of the first people that I did personal branding with. And her whole life was she worked in the film industry back home. Like she's from Peru. And then when she went to the States, she changed her life. She, like did all the things. And then she started to be very passionate. She's always been passionate about food. But she was like, I want to teach people how to organize their kitchen, how to prepare food for the whole week. I want them to be healthy. And then at the same time, to be able to have a life, to work. So we started working with her, developing her personal brand. And after we did that, she called me and she said like this company is hiring me to prepare meals. There is a production company. They want me to prepare the meals for a commercial they're doing. And she's like, and I know everything, and I know who does this and who does that. So she started relating because she knew about the field. But then after they hire her for another of their clients who exports guanabana, what is a like a exotic fruit to the US. And they're like, okay, so you need to prepare 20 different recipes. They're going to be your own, and we're going to film all of them. We're going to take pictures, and then we're going to do the whole production. So she was so excited because she never thought that she was going to be able to combine the two things that she really loved. And that's that's one of the stories that I like the most, because that's what it is at the end, is just to be able to connect all the things that you do and then having those results coming from that. So that's one of the stories that I like.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're up.
Okay. Well, Giovanni also stole my question, but Karim, I do want to say that was outstanding, your presentation. And I got a lot from it. I'm really just getting started. And so let me just go back to social media. So how often are you on social media marketing yourself, and through which venues? Like Instagram? Yeah, because I'm just now really getting started, and I've been shy about, I really don't want to do Instagram. I just got on Facebook. I mean, I'm like, I've been working in a bubble for 13 years, right?
Yeah.
So say a little bit more about that.
That is a great question. So there is two things that you need to have in mind. The first one is you need to be in every single one of the most important social medias.
Wow.
Because you have no idea what is the preference of your client. You don't know. Some people like LinkedIn, some other ones like Instagram, some other ones like Facebook. So you have no idea. You need to have at least, a professional picture and an about you, and a way for them to connect to the social media you're more active. That's when you're starting. The idea is for you to, and there is different tools that it would take, a whole day for me to explain to you, but there is tools that would allow you to be active in your social media. So you just have to prepare your content, and then you do it, every other week, or you do it once a month, and everything gets scheduled. But at least when you're starting, you need to claim your territory. You need to claim all your social media, because you don't know how people are going to find you. So you need to, you don't want to lose their opportunity. If they don't find anything on, let's say Twitter, because you don't like to tweet, and then you lose that opportunity, right? Rather than saying, okay, so if you want more, go to my Facebook. But at least having something so people can connect to you. Okay. And then at least once you start, then you can start implementing other things.
I have a question for you as well.
Thank you.
Juan?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hang on one second. There were two others in front of you. And
I didn't know that. Sorry.
You're being bombarded, so go quick. So we'll take 3 more, including one, and we'll start with the question from Facebook Live, right? What is the best way to brand yourself on social media if you offer value product services in many different industries that are disconnected from each other?
That is a great question. That the point to start is elevating your brand. If you elevate your brand and if you're a perceived celebrity in one industry, then you can cross that to other industries. One example of that is Richard Branson. He has hundreds of different businesses and in different industries. But why you connect to him is because of who he is and who he is as a person. So the way to start when you have several things is by elevating your online brand and who you are and the perceived value. Then wherever you are, people are going to want to connect to you because they know your values, they know your message. And if you see, it might have a conductive thread between all the different things that you do. So that's also part of your message.
Awesome. We'll go to Albert and then Juan. Albert, go ahead.
Good morning, Karim. Thank you for your presentation. Good morning, Soel and Giovanni. You guys are doing a great job and keeping this thing. What are you up to now? 30, 35?
This is episode 30, brother.
This has been great. I haven't been able to do all the live one, but I've been, keeping up with you guys. Thank you. So my question is, I'm an attorney. I actually do hold a full-time job, but what I'm also passionate about is doing charity work. So in the charity space where whether it is TPS, immigration for the Haitian community, or doing stuff. I'm also the executive director of the Haitian diaspora. So how do you add value when you are doing pro bono work, right? So I'm not looking for compensation.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't value the service that you're giving them because you're not charging. Thank you.
Well, so that's something to discover because it does have a value and it has the value that you put on it. So there is several ways to do it. And I will start to putting value of what you do. Like, even if you don't charge, if you were to charge, that would be a money value out of it. So once you have that, you can communicate it, and then you might get paid for some of the things that you do to support other organizations that want to have the result that you want. They want to pay for consulting. So start with that. Like, there is a value. You might not be charging for it, but there is a value for everything that you have done. All your accomplishments have a value. Otherwise, you wouldn't be where you are. So it's important to know that, and then to communicate it.
So Karim, you're literally saying whatever it is, quantify it, attach a dollar to it, and communicate that.
Yes.
Awesome.
And you can say, like, this is the value of what I do. I choose not to charge, or I choose not to charge, but this is the value of it. Awesome. I decide because this connects to me. This is something that's important. So this is how I donate my work, but this has a value.
Thank you, Albert, for that question. One more. Go for it.
Thank you. Hey, Karim, this is Juan. I'm going to keep it short. I have a Facebook profile, and I've been wondering, I wanted to create my business page. I've done it before for other businesses. My question is, would you rather to keep your business in the same personal page, or you want to divide it and have a business page and a personal page instead of have both combined?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a great question. And I would would suggest people, if you don't have anything, start with your personal brand, because people buy from you. People connect to you as a person. We no longer buy from a building or from a logo or from a name. When human beings want to connect to people. So just consider, if you start with your brand and then you say what you're committed to, what is that you're doing, you're going to have more people interested in that than just starting with a business that has no people behind it.
Got it. Thank you.
Karim, everybody wants to ask you a question. We'll take one last one. Thomas, you had a question.
And let me just say this. If you have, like, if any of you have, you know, questions that you like we couldn't reply, I'm gonna give you my contact information so you can text me. That's my all my social medias are there. It's Karim360.com, KARIM360.com. You can connect on my social media there, and you can, even if you have questions that you like I wasn't able to get to, you can type me a quick WhatsApp message. We can set up a meeting and then I could support you in whatever. So yeah, Karim360.com.
Awesome. Last question is from Thomas. Thomas Skaggs, go ahead.
All right. My question is, if I want someone to catch the fire of my vision and to see the purpose of my goals, and that I'm not out to make money, but to enhance the lives of people so they live better, more fulfilled lives. And I want to get that to be emotional, because I know that's where people live, in feeling and emotion, but I want that to be driven in an area of their personal development and growth. What is the best way to do that?
Okay, so I'm going to recommend all of you a book that's very important, and is this. It's called Show Your Work. Show Your Work. So it says 10 ways to share your creativity and get discovered. It doesn't matter, and yes, I know some people say, like, I don't want to charge, I don't want to make money, but I want my message to be connected to thousands of people. You need to show your work. You need to show what you're doing. What books are you reading? What courses are you taking? Like, how do you do your draft of what you're doing? So if you do that on a constant basis, a lot of people are going to connect to your message and I want to reach to you.
Okay.
Karim,
you have it!
Can I ask you one more thing? If I do this on a one-on-one basis, and that's basically what I do. I'm a street minister. So I do this on a one-on-one basis, personal development of each individual. This is where I'm coming from. It's not a money maker. It's not to make myself look good. It's to enhance the lives of people, so when I leave them, they're left better than I found them.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to acknowledge you for that, because I know what it takes, and I know I can get the big commitment you have from that. Now, I want you to consider that there is another way to get your message even farther, and it's talk one to many. It's going to take you less time. If you do the same message and you touch 100 people every time you talk, you're going to have more people connected to your vision rather than doing one-on-one. It's not better. It's more. It would help you to accomplish more if you talk one to many. So that's what allows you to show your work, to put your brand out there, because there will be then more people that will want to say, hey, teach me how to do it. I want to support you.
Wouldn't I lose that personal touch, maybe?
Never. Because remember,
thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
The more people see you, hear you, and read about you, the more they're going to be connected to who you are and what you do, and they want to support you.
Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Perfect. Giovanni, you get to create the context for the last word for Karim. Go ahead, my friend.
Oh, wow. Karim, you were a rock star today. You definitely had celebrity status on this call today, on this webinar. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a yes in life and being such a contribution to so many of us who people on this call are really powerful voice out there. And now you gave us this beautiful segue blueprint to be out there from one to many, right? So you were just amazing. We have to have you back. We gotta do your courses. You gotta tell us where your webinars are. You're a rock star. What is the last word that you like to say to send us home?
Yes. So the last word is connected to this book. We no longer live in a place where I'm going to do a good job and people are going to find out about me. Works. What works is to be findable. If you're not findable, people are not going to know who you are, what's your message. So it's about to show your work. That's what I would say.
Beautiful.
Well, awesome.
That was
Awesome.
awesome.
Thank you so much, Karim.
Thank
And
you, all of you.
to the studio audience, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your participation, your insightful question that assisted in expanding the conversation. And to all of you watching on Facebook Live, show your work.
Show your work.
Have fun.
Yeah. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
everybody.
Thank you, Karim. Have a great day.